Today's guest has broken the YouTube Shorts algorithm.
People just get lucky. It's not a luck thing.
With her unique blend of novelty, uncertainty, and personalized storytelling, she's generated billions of views and mastered the art of hooking in an audience from the very first second. What's the most money you've made from one video?
It's in the range that could be considered a person's salary.
At just 19 years old, she's been compared to the likes of both Mr. Beast and Ryan Trahan, rightfully so.
When I was in high school, 1 year, I had 100 absences.
One of the most impressive creators I've had the pleasure of speaking with, Jenny Hoyos. Welcome to the Jack Neel Podcast.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. This is legit. We got the tissue boxes, everything. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, guys, we are at VidCon right now. This is one of the more janky setups of the podcast. We just did this briefly in the past 20 minutes with a hotel room. We have a tissue box for decoration. Yeah, we're vibing. So, Jenny, before you give us a masterclass on the art of viral storytelling, which will be later in the podcast, let's talk about some of the more interesting viral videos that you've done. I think one that you really liked and one I've watched as well is you sold all of your family's stuff.
Yeah, that was crazy. So basically, just like for initial context, I don't like faking videos. Like I want things to be like as real as possible because I get natural reactions. And also like, I don't want people to say that I just fake videos. That just doesn't look good. So in the video, basically the concept was to sell things in my family's house little by little, starting with one room and then multiple rooms. And then like until eventually like everything is gone. And I'm going to keep doing it until they notice. And my family legitimately didn't know I was actually doing this. So,
wow.
Yeah, they actually didn't know. So it started with small decor.
How many people are in your house?
It's like 5 of us, four to 5.
Got you.
Well, if you count the dog. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 4 of us. But basically, I started with smaller items and worked my way up until like the end of the video. My parents came home because they were working. They came back home to the furniture just being gone and a whole moving crew being there, and they were in shock. So yeah, it was a very exciting video. It was very like cheap. That's what I'm known for. Mr. Beast on a budget. It's like high stakes while still being low budget. So yeah, it was a great video. I love it.
So what was the first thing you took in the house?
I started with decor. Like they have like little crystals and paintings and small stuff like that.
And when did they didn't notice until like all the furniture was out and like moving guys were there and stuff?
So the thing is, they did notice the things were missing, but like they didn't really care. So they didn't really say anything. Like they were just like, the room feels naked. So they obviously noticed, but they just didn't have any issue with it.
So what appealed to you about this video? Like, where did you kind of come up with this idea? Why did you think it was interesting? Yeah, tell me about some of that.
Yeah, honestly, like I was trying to brainstorm video ideas, and I thought to myself, like, what is the craziest things that I want to do that I think would just be funny? Like I try to think of just what's funny, even if it's feasible, if it's not feasible. Yeah. And I'll go from there and pull back so it can be feasible if needed. But like, I swear that was the first thing I came up with. What would be hilarious if I sold everything in my house.
That's really interesting. Yeah, and how'd that video do? Is that like a 1 out of 10 for you?
It's like an 8 of 10.
8 of 10,
It's like an 8 of 10. But you know what? I'm proud of the video. It's a long form video. I'm usually known for making short form content, and that's like where all my virality like skill goes into.
Got you. Yeah. Another video you did, your most popular viral video. So you looked through 10,000 rare coins.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That one has over 5 million views.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. I thought that video was gonna flop. It's so boring. Imagine a video looking through like 10,000 coins. Like it's as boring as it sounds.
Yeah.
But I guess the idea was intriguing because you know, we packaged it in the right way, in the aspect of not going towards like the boring, like making the video like just me searching for it. We like focus more on the story of like, you know, if you find the right penny, it could be worth $1 million, and how there's lots of rare coins. So the tension was very high. In fact, like at the end of the video, for a minute straight, we had like perfect retention. 0% of people left, like for a whole minute at the end, just to see like if I like actually found something rare.
So walk me through this video. Like, how did you like find the coins? What did you do? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I went to like 5 different banks, and I just like asked for like $100 of each coin, basically. And then I sorted through them. I basically just Googled like what rare coins look like, and I tried to look for like those like aspects in the coins. I don't even know. It's kind of complicated, honestly.
Yeah.
But then at the end of it, like I went to a place where you can sell these rare coins.
Like a pawn shop or something, or was it specific?
It was like a coin show.
Yeah.
Basically, and basically got those coins valuated. And the good thing is, it's like you make money without having to lose money. Because I had to spend like what $500 to get the coins. With those coins, then you can go to the grocery store and pay for it. Like the machines that let you pay and you can dump the coins. That's what we've just been doing.
So what was the rarest coin you found?
Bruh, I was not lucky at all. I think I found like a half a cent coin that was like made of 60% silver or something like that.
And how much was that worth?
Like $20?
It's worth $20?
So it's like a 50-cent coin that was worth $20.
So this is really like an infinite money glitch.
It is an infinite money glitch. It just takes a lot of time.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Huh. Do you think you could like build a business around that? Just like getting a bunch of people to get
make
coins?
business. This is an actual business, which is crazy. I don't know like how people make a living doing this. I think because there's machines that do this for you. You can dump a bunch of coins in a machine and the machine like can sort it for you. I think. Right, that's how I would imagine.
Yeah. So what did you think was like interesting about this video? Like why did you go for it?
Infinite money glitch.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good idea just because everyone finds pennies and coins around the floor. Like there's like it's something that everyone can do.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of novelty behind it.
It's interesting. I was gonna say it's your most expensive video because you spent like what $1,000 or a few $1,000s.
It's like maybe $500 to $1,000 or something.
But you got all the money back.
Exactly.
Right. So it's really like your most profitable video. That's really interesting. What's the most you've spent on a YouTube video?
Like nearly $30,000.
$30,000?
Yeah.
What'd you do in that video?
I bought a car.
Oh,
for my
gotcha.
mom.
Yeah, tell me about that. Why'd you buy a car for your mom?
Yeah, so that video was sponsored, so it definitely helps. The brand didn't cover everything.
Yeah.
I can't disclose how much they paid, but they didn't buy the car.
Yeah.
But just for initial context, like we don't have like a working car. Like, well, now we do. But basically, like, it was crazy. Like that week, we have two cars, and those two cars broke. Like, I mean, they were kind of old. So yeah, it was unfortunate. And a brand, Notion, reached out to me and they said they wanted to do a video showcasing if you can think it, you can make it happen with Notion. And I was like, oh, a good idea is if you can think it, you can make it happen. So I'll buy anything you can draw. And I knew my mom was going to ask for a car. So I was like already like calculating, okay, well, I was like beforehand, I was asking her like random questions. Like we'd be like in the street and I'd be like, oh, that's a nice car, just to like see her what kind of car she likes, just so I can gauge the budget for the video.
So you bought the car before she even drew anything. So you ask your mom like anything you draw.
I was like gauging what she would want.
Yeah.
And I knew she would want a car because the car's broke. It was bad. But like I was trying to gauge how much it would actually cost to produce that video beforehand. So I knew she was going to ask for a car. And I knew exactly what car she was going to ask for just because I was like gauging it.
So you go up to your mom, you say, anything you draw, I'll buy you.
Yeah. And she had no idea I was actually going to do it. She thought I was going to buy her like, she didn't know it was sponsored. She didn't like have any like idea what was going to happen. She thought it was going to be, I do this thing called Mr. Beast on a budget where like I do a twist. She thought I was going to buy like a mini version of whatever she drew.
Yeah.
So it was pretty funny because when we showed up to the dealership, she thought that everyone was in on the prank and it was going to be like a toy car and the dealer was going to hand us that. But no, it was legit. That's basically the thought process behind what happened.
And what was her reaction? I'm sure she cried a lot and stuff.
Yeah, she was okay. Here's the thing: she wanted to cry, but she thought it was a prank. She thought it was a prank until like a week passed and the car was still like in our house.
Wow.
She was like, "Oh, so like this isn't like a rental. Like we actually have the car."
That's crazy.
Because I'm known for being cheap. Like not even just in my videos, but outside the videos too. I'm pretty cheap.
Where do you kind of get that from? Because I've spoken with some other creators who have some frugal tendencies, but you're definitely one of the most. I think Graham Stephan might be a little more frugal than you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I probably. Yeah, I guess the frugality probably comes from like that's just how I was raised. I mean, my mom was an extreme couponer. So like we would get free groceries all the time. And it doesn't matter what brand it was. I would have to eat the food because that's just what we had.
Yeah.
But then also like I just always liked maximizing my money. So like I guess sometimes, like, let's just say, like, my mom would give me like $10 when we go into the store. She's like, you can buy whatever you want. Like, I like always try to calculate, okay, how can I maximize this? Let me look at the clearance discount. I just always wanted to maximize like the money I was getting, or find how I can like grow it. So like, oh, maybe if I buy something and I sell it, I don't know. I've always just had that entrepreneurial spirit, I feel, because my parents are both entrepreneurs. So
what do your parents do?
Well, now they just help with my YouTube stuff.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, and I guess like they just have like investments basically, but literally they just work for me now. My mom has her own channel, so like that's how she like makes her money now, which is kind of crazy.
That's kind of crazy to be 19 years old and hire your parents or like get them started with their own businesses.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But beforehand, when I was a kid, they did Amazon FBA.
Really?
So that's how they made a lot of their money.
This is so funny. We were just talking about this before the podcast. There's a 15-year-old kid I know. His name's Daniel, and his parents are like drop shippers. Like I'm 22, almost 23, and I feel like the younger people I talk to, like their parents do the more like traditional drop. Yeah. Like, what do you mean your parents do Amazon FBA? Like, that's crazy to me. My parents do like a furniture store, you know? Like,
hilarious. Yeah, I mean, they're like 50 years old though. I guess they're just like, they're just in with it, I guess. Yeah, so they
I didn't expect that. I just met her mom downstairs in the lobby, and she's just like this sweet lady, and like I never expect her to be like a Amazon FBA cutthroat businesswoman.
That's funny. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
So what products did they used to sell? Or
it was a lot of kids' toys.
Kids' toys? That's cool.
So they did Amazon FBA, as well as they used to sell custom poker chips. So like one of their biggest clients that they did stuff for was Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, now they're YouTubers, I guess.
And Amazon FBA, for those who don't know, it's basically like drop shipping, kind of, or just like having your own product in the Amazon store.
Yeah, so basically they would buy a bunch of things in bulk in the store that was like a really good deal. Like that was in clearance. Sometimes they'll put clearance items for like 90% off, and there'll be a bulk of it, and they'll buy all of it, and then they'll ship it to Amazon, and Amazon will fulfill it for them.
So they go to like Costco or something, or like a pallet store or something like that?
I think they did it in Walmart. Walmart has like a big clearance section, and then if you scan with the Walmart app, like I don't really understand it fully, or you can scan it with the Amazon app, but I don't know. The concept is you buy a bunch of stuff, and then you ship it to Amazon, and Amazon does the shipment for you. You don't even have to ship it out to each person individually.
So I've seen you do a lot of videos just saving money. Some are like how you made money doing different things, like you had your dog pick stocks like worth like $10,000 or $1,000 or something, and then another one you tried out drop shipping for a while. What do you think is a good opportunity for people our age, younger people, to like make money online right now?
I might be biased, but I think like the easiest way to make money is in the creator economy.
Gotcha.
Because social media is like, I feel like the fastest growing industry right now, and there's so many like jobs that are in demand with like such a low supply, and you don't even need a degree to work for like a creator. You just need to have the skill, or in some cases just the dedication, and someone will teach you that skill.
So you're saying not be an influencer necessarily or a creator, like you're saying maybe work for them.
Work for creators, be the creator. The fastest way to initially make money is definitely working for creators. Yeah, I would say.
I would agree with this. I think people don't realize how many creators out there are struggling to find talented people. And like creators make good money from their brand deals. Like you could find someone with probably 100,000 followers on Instagram and just ask to be their assistant or like post their videos for them. You know, posting videos takes a long time. Like, do you post your own videos?
Yeah, I do. It does take a long time.
Well, if someone watching this podcast needs a job, apparently Jenny needs someone to post her videos.
Exactly. Or like even like everyone always says this advice, but I'm gonna say it, like even like I would hire someone, like I would hire anyone. No one does this. Like I would hire anyone who literally like re-edits one of my videos, or like even takes a long form video and edits it to be like a good short. Yeah. Or like I don't. They basically, if you can create like a custom video showcasing your skills, whether that be editing, scripting, producing, whatever it is, and email it to me, like you get an instant job because no one does that.
Yeah,
no one actually
that's
goes
the
out of
biggest
their
thing.
way.
A lot of people send emails to me and they're like, "Can I edit for you? Like I have this experience." But if you just do the thing and send it, if you send me an edited video, send me an edited thumbnail, like, and it's good, they're going to hire you. You know,
Exactly.
we don't get that many emails. We get a lot of emails, but it's not as much as you'd think. I don't know. There's a lot of job opportunity there. And if you eventually want to become a creator yourself, it's probably the best way to learn. But so you built a secret room for $0.
Yes, that's exactly the video.
144 million views.
That's it.
How much did that video make you?
144 million views made me $7,000 in ad revenue.
$7,000. That sounds amazing, and that is amazing. But how much do you think that would make on like a 10-minute video, for instance?
I can't even do the math.
Maybe like
$500,000?
900,000? $500,000,
At least
900,000?
$500,000.
Yeah, shorts is not the best pay
Yeah,
sometimes.
as far as that, it's crazy to think about that. If I would have made it like 10 seconds longer. Maybe,
Have you thought about making that just a long video?
I have thought about it, which I will do in the future. But I'm just trying to like build a good foundation, good team before like I just start cranking out like
your most viral stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The best. I want to
sense.
save the best ideas, and I know that one would bang in long form.
What's interesting about Mr. Beast is he actually does a lot of his old videos. Like if you go back 3-5 years ago, he'll just redo them with his like new team and new structure. I think a lot of people don't realize that you can look at your old content and it is, if it was viral 3 years ago, it's probably viral now. You just have to make it a little better or a little different in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, because a lot of ideas still fit the same human psychology, the wants, needs, desires. I mean, a lot of human like desires haven't even changed like for the entire lifetime of humans, probably, right? So, you know, the ideas, I feel like a lot of ideas can be evergreen if they are, but the style and the way it's edited is what's constantly changing. So then that's why it's like recreated.
Trending. It's not the base concept. That's
exactly.
But tell me about the $0 secret room. Like, what went into that? Like, give me the process of that.
Yeah. So, okay. I know in the beginning I said I don't fake videos, but I'm being exposed.
You faked the video?
Because that one was fake, but that one was like nearly a year ago, so we don't count that.
Yeah.
We don't count that.
2024 is different. Yeah.
Exactly, 2024 is different. But basically, I saw a bunch of secret room videos popping off, and I had this idea for the longest time, but I always thought it was cringe. And in my head, I was telling myself like, oh, I had so many ideas I wanted to do, but I kept telling myself they're cringe. And I realized like, to a certain extent, like I was like, that's such a limiting belief. Like I have so many ideas I would probably bang, but I don't want to do it because it's cringe. Like I think I just have to go for it and maybe even try to see how I can make it not cringe, even though it's still kind of cringe. The fact of doing a secret room, like, but anyway, basically I knew I wanted to make that, and I already had like a closet under my staircase. Like my house stairs has like a closet underneath, and I was like,
kind of like a Harry Potter closet kind of thing.
Yeah, like if I never watch Harry Potter, but I would assume so. It was a storage room. So I was like, okay, let me clean out the storage room. Let me put a piece of drywall over the closet door and then break a hole into it and pretend that I found a secret room and I'm gonna build it. And that was like basically the pre-production that went into it. And as far as like why I went with the $0 angle, I don't think I had to. I just did it because people know me as a cheapskate, and I wanted to have something that was like different. So many people have done secret rooms. What's different about mine? I just added that just so it's like, oh, this is proving that I didn't copy anyone. It's slightly different at least.
I know what you mean. So how'd you come up with that idea? I saw that was very trendy on YouTube. How do you steal content?
Yes. So I like to steal from, or not steal like an artist. It's better. I don't just copy people one for one, but like I take inspiration by looking at outlier videos. Typically I'll like every morning and night I'll go on the trending page and I'll just like scroll through the shorts that are on there to get a.
And when you say outliers, what do you mean outlier?
Yeah. So outliers in videos that like overperform, typically for the creator, it's like 3x their average is what I look for.
Got you. So if a creator has videos that average 100,000 views, one of them gets 300,000, 400,000, those are the ideas that you think are interesting.
Exactly.
Because it's not just their typical audience watching it, it's like they captured a new audience or like broke their own algorithm in a way. Yeah.
Exactly. They broke through their own algorithm. So I'll look for those ideas. So first I'll watch trending and I'll take note of that just to like, I guess the way I explain it, it's like to warm my brain up to like, what is the content that's working? And yeah, I'll just scroll through YouTube. But recently, MrBeast launched View Stats. So I've been finding a lot of outliers with their View Stats Pro.
Do you think MrBeast's software is effective?
Oh, it's good because you find the outliers. You could basically, I sort through shorts and then I put the filter of 3x average and then you find all the outliers like immediately.
What's a way you use his software that like other people aren't, you think? Or like what's something you're looking for that other people aren't? Like I would assume that if you put it in the average person's hands who wants to be a YouTuber, you're going to utilize it more effectively. Like what are you doing when you get on View Stats?
I think the biggest difference that I do is I don't look for, like, there's a filter that you could see how many subscribers a creator has. Sometimes people tend to look at the videos that these big creators are making that are going viral.
Yeah, worst idea.
Exactly.
Big creators aren't looking at other big creators.
Exactly.
They're looking at the people with 20,000 followers who got those 20,000 followers last week. You know?
Exactly.
Because it's like, how did this random person make something so interesting that it like broke through the algorithm in this way? You know?
Exactly. That's why I try to look for the people that like have less than 100,000 subscribers who are getting like big outliers.
You only look for people with like small followings.
I try to look for people with small followings because if it works for someone who has no following, it's probably going to work for you, especially if you have a following.
And then where do you go from there? So like you find some outlier video.
Yeah. So once I find the outlier videos that I want to recreate, I find a way to either twist or elevate it. So what I mean by twist is basically incorporating your personal brand into it.
Yeah.
Where I think it's very important to have a personal brand so that every time you have your own style and taste. And for example, I found a video where someone got like the most expensive frozen yogurt cup. And I was like, oh, this went viral. This is really cool. But it's not my brand. I'm a cheapskate. Okay, I'm going to make the least expensive one. And now it's like,
that's my favorite video I've seen from you recently.
Oh, thank you.
The beginning of that was so like eye capturing. Like, how did you come up with that?
Yeah, so I try to have as minimal focal points as possible, and I want the video to start where the action is. And if the action is trying to get frozen yogurt, it should start with me already getting frozen yogurt. So that's basically how I thought about it.
But it was like beautiful colors too. Like, do you think about those things, or were you really just
super important? So like before we film, we'll see like what is the location's background colors, and I'll dictate what I'm gonna wear based on that. So I will like try to like.
This is the stuff I do, guys. This is the real, like, YouTube, I hate to say Riz, like, strategy, you know? Like, people don't talk about, like, color theory and, like, how important, like, the visual hook is. Scroll on your Instagram for 2 seconds and tell me if you see someone wearing, like, a white or a black shirt, you know? Like, look at Jenny right now. She's wearing, like, this colorful, like, where'd you say it was from? It's a Sidemen sweatshirt?
It's a Sidemen hoodie.
Like me, I'm wearing red. I know it's a very, like, vibrant color.
Exactly.
There's a lot of thought that goes into these things. But so what else besides? So you go to the location, you look at the colors. Do you look if it's like a visually unique yogurt shop? Like, do you like look on TikTok, see like coolest yogurt spots in LA or Miami?
So typically I'll like try to find like I'm trying to explain how to word it, but like the least busiest as far as like visuals. Like I don't want a location that has like stuff on the wall. Like I want it to be like, typically I want like the background to be generally plain so it's not distracting.
Yeah.
In that case, that was the only like yogurt shop that was like fairly close to me. Yeah. So I had to go with that one. But generally I try to go for like the least busy location.
Interesting. Do you do any like other research on the front end, like kind of the things I was talking about? Like if you're in Japan, for instance, will you look up most viral tourist spots in Japan and just try to like incorporate those into your videos because you know they're already viral and outliers?
I have never tried that actually, since a lot of my videos are filmed like in my house. Yeah. Honestly. or not even in my house or in basic locations, since a lot of my content people know me as like the relatable like broke person, I guess, like, you know.
Is there any thought behind you intentionally coming off as relatable? Like, do you like try to not like do certain things or like alter your house in some way or like?
Oh, 1000%.
Like I know you film on your phone, right, for your videos?
Yeah. I film on my phone to keep it relatable. I love wearing relatable clothes. I love wearing Crocs, for example. Like right now I'm wearing like $150 shoes, which are like still like not even like compared to like what other people buy. Like I try not to wear that because that's even not relatable. Like but Crocs is like $20, $50. Like that's relatable. I try to like stay as relatable as possible with the viewer. So I feel like that resonates really well. You know, people don't like it when their creators like make it big and are like annoying or snobby.
That's the common thing. Yeah, someone makes it big, makes a lot of money off YouTube, and then their audience doesn't like them anymore, and they're like, why?
Yeah.
It's like, because you're not relatable anymore. Like, you changed.
Exactly.
Very common.
So I want to stay relatable, and I like showing, I guess, flaws is the word.
How do you show your flaws?
Making fun of myself, being honest. Like, it's funny because when we edit our videos, we take the worst takes. Like not like worst takes as far as like bad angles, but like the take that I didn't think would make it somehow always makes it.
Yeah.
It's so weird because it's funny because it's like, or sometimes like the most natural moment, like sometimes I'll talk to the camera or the editor giving like editing notes or say something funny just because I'm in the moment, and like I didn't think it was even gonna make it the video. But we like that's an example of like we show what I didn't think I was gonna show, because that's just real.
Do you think real life is more interesting than fiction usually?
I think real life is more interesting than fiction. I feel like in fiction you can fabricate things to make it seem cooler or crazier, but it's even cooler if you can do crazy things in real life, I feel like. Because you get the real natural reactions.
It's more time consuming to do organic, genuine stuff, but I think you get a better result.
Oh, definitely.
Mr. Beast is super like dialed into making sure all of his stuff is legit and like there's nothing fake going on.
Yeah, I take a lot of inspiration from that. That's exactly what I want to do.
Tell me about, so you got $1,000 worth of stuff from companies?
Yes, I did. That was a video. That was hilarious. So basically in the video, I tried a bunch of different methods to get free stuff from companies. And the reason why I made that video, this is another one. So some of my favorite videos are things that when I think to myself, like, what are things that other people can also do for themselves?
Yeah.
Like, I like providing value to others because that tends to like, get subscribers, shares, comments, like better engagement with the viewers, and then viewers like that. So that's how I came up with that idea, like thinking about like what's things people can do. And I intentionally, when I was making that video, I didn't want to use my influencer status to get free stuff. Like that was the last resort. So like even the whole video was like me trying to get free stuff, normal methods that people can try out for themselves. And at the end, I tried an influencer, like telling them that I'm an influencer and I'm gonna promote your product or whatever. But yeah, I love that video so much. I got like $1,000 worth of free stuff. Like,
what companies did you contact?
I contacted like every company. It feels like it was 100 companies. Like I feel like it's almost every company that gives free stuff. Like all the big ones, PepsiCo, Nabisco. I feel like as many companies you can think of. Like, but those companies own like a bunch of companies.
Who gave you like the best bang for your buck? Like who gives the most free stuff?
Okay, this is so random. Bob's Red Mill Oats.
Bob's Red Mill Oats.
Yeah, it's so random, but they gave me a bunch of free oats, and their oats are expensive.
Yeah, and that wasn't like you didn't use your influencer status to get that. You just kind of like said, I'm a fan of the oats. And
yeah, I love your oats. They're my favorite oats. It's actually funny because in the video I called Quaker Oats, and I said, "Oh, your guys' oats are my favorite." Right after I called Bob's Red Mill, like, "Your guys' oats are my favorite."
Yeah.
So I was just telling every company that like they're my favorite. So.
Who didn't give you anything free? Like, did McDonald's give you free stuff?
McDonald's gave me a free thing, yeah.
What'd they give you?
Like what was it? A coupon for a frappe.
Huh.
Yeah.
So how, like what numbers did you call?
I just Googled customer support for these companies.
And did you like complain, or were you just like, hey, I'm a big fan, like can I have some free?
So my grandma and I were competing where I was coming from the aspect of a fan of these companies. My grandma was like, just like trashing these companies, telling them how bad they are, how like they make their food makes her sick or whatever. She got more, like she got a lot more stuff, like complaining.
So negativity gets you more free stuff, basically.
Unfortunately, yeah. An unhappy customer gets you more free stuff.
That's good to know. Yeah, my mom isn't the best with customer service. Or I mean, I thought she wasn't. She's always kind of rude to employees. I always take the nice approach, but I mean, apparently, you have the data of being negative is more effective.
It's unfortunate, yeah.
But be nice to customer service people, guys. Don't give them a hard time for some free McFlurries or whatever.
Well, they do it because they're uncomfortable and they don't know what else to do. Yeah. So it's like you're ruining their day. Well, not ruining their day, but put them in a little bit of a bad mood.
That's really
in exchange for free stuff, yeah.
What's the loophole you use to get stuff for free?
Oh, extreme couponing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for context, I made a video called I Found a Loophole to Shop for Free. And the loophole was couponing, but I didn't want to title the video like extreme couponing because like who's gonna click on that?
Yeah.
That sounds boring. I tried
It's
to find
very
the most
2000s.
Exactly. I always try to find the most viral aspect of an idea and how could I package it that way. And I like to call that like turning coal into diamond. Whereas like coal can be turned into diamond, right? But you don't want to say like, oh, I bought you coal. You want to say, I bought you a diamond, right?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I tried to do there. And loophole was extreme couponing, where my mom and I did a competition to see who can get the best deal, basically doing.
And your mom was an extreme couponer all of her life.
She has experience doing couponing. Why did I decide to compete against her? I don't know. I just thought it would be fun.
Did she beat you bad?
I think, you know what's crazy? We ended up teaming up at the end.
Yeah.
Like we were gonna do a competition, but we would get more free stuff if we just like shared what coupons I found. So then we can both get those coupons and we can double our stuff. And that's what we just did at the end of the video.
How much free stuff did you get?
I believe it was like $150 worth of stuff for $10.
For $10?
Yeah.
So do you think that's like a viable thing for people to do? Like who don't make a lot of money?
100% viable. It's super easy to do.
What's your biggest like coupon hack?
Okay, yes. The biggest coupon hack is coupon stacking. This is like so niche and random.
Yeah.
But basically, you can use multiple coupons on one item. So the store has books and they give like when you enter a store, sometimes they have flyers that have coupons.
Yep.
So like you can get like $1 off of a drink, right? But if you go on the website for that drink, let's just say, you can find the manufacturer coupon, which gives you another $1 off. So that's $2 off the drink. And then on top of that, there's cash back apps where, like, you know, where you scan the receipt and you get cash back.
Yeah.
So there's like this app called Ibotta where you like scan products. Ibotta.
Gotcha.
So then basically, I think they're affiliated with the product to help sales for that product. And basically you can get another $1 off the product if you have like a cash rebate app. So let's just say now we just had $3 off that drink. Now the drink either is for free or they have to pay you.
Yeah.
Because you can't, if it's
so at the end they paid you
$3.
guys $120 or you just got $120 worth of free stuff?
It was like $150 for $10. So basically some products they would pay you back.
Yeah.
And other products you would just save money.
Huh.
So like, because theoretically we could have made it so that they would have given us like a store gift card, but I didn't want that to be a case. So we just added like an extra item so that like we just paid a small amount rather than getting the gift card, if that makes sense. But that's like the hack.
How long did that take you to get that $150?
Dang. It was like, I mean, I was also filming during the process.
Yeah.
But it was honestly like a day shoot. Like,
it was a full day? Okay.
It was like a day, yeah.
So
like,
if you were going to speed run it, like how fast do you think you could get like $1,000 worth of free stuff?
Now that I already filmed, like if I don't have to film it and I already know, like that was me learning it. I did it all in one day. Like maybe 10 hours for $1,000 was free stuff.
10 hours?
Maybe 10 hours, yeah.
So this is like a viable thing for people to do.
This is viable. But if you do it with someone else, maybe cut the time. What takes the longest time is like cutting the things. But actually, what saves a lot of time is there are people online that do this for you. So you could search up YouTube videos where someone like already gives you all the resources in the description. You just print out the coupons and they already did all the work for you. So that is a method as well, actually. And if you do that method, it's going to take you like an hour and you get just all the free stuff.
That's crazy. I didn't think couponing was legit. I thought it was just like kind of a scam to get you to the store and buy more stuff. But
it could be a scam. But
you got to hack the system.
The loopholes.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of practice. But if you find the people who like do all the work for you, you just print out what they did and you're good.
Talking about YouTube, you have about 4 million subscribers now. How many views do you have? Like about 2 billion?
About to be 2 billion. I have like 1.5 billion.
Gotcha. Nice. So what is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Oh, I've ever received? Oh, that's tough.
It could be about YouTube. It could be about business, life.
I mean, there's so much advice. I mean, outside of YouTube, just in general, like, I mean, health is wealth. Like that, I feel like that's the best advice for sure.
Health is wealth?
Yeah.
Got you. Why has that been crucial for you?
Well, for one, like I used to be that person that would like pull all-nighters or stay up really late and then like barely sleep to like get a bunch of work done. But then like your quality of work isn't even that well. But if you're healthy, you have so much more energy. Even if you're like spending less time working, your quality of work is so much better. Like,
it's really interesting hearing this from a 19-year-old, you know? Like you hear like a lot of these, like you hear health is wealth from a guy who's like in his 70s or 80s, right? But like you're 19, like why is health is wealth so crucial to you? Like you feel like you get better work done, more quality stuff, like you feel more cognitively ready?
Oh yeah, I definitely get better quality work done. And but yeah, like we briefly chatted about before, I also have like, I guess like you could say serious like health conditions that make it like hard to like even live. So if I don't take hyper care of myself, then I'm like, I can't even do anything. Like,
tell me about those. Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, like when I was in high school, one year I missed, I had 100 absences.
100 absences.
Yeah, the school year doesn't even have like, what is it, like 200 something days?
Yeah.
Like on 200 days? So it's like, I was gone for like basically half of the school year.
I thought I was bad. I think my max was like 30 in a year.
Oh, that's not bad.
But 100 absences. So what was going on? Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, do you know what lactose intolerance is?
Yeah.
So
can't drink milk or ice cream or cheese, all that stuff.
Yeah. So I have that, but I also have other intolerances, and it works the exact same way. That it's like when you eat it, it just hurts, or you have to use the bathroom, or you can't use the bathroom. So for me, those intolerances are sucrose, maltose, beanose, lactose. I think those are basically
sucrose. That's like in everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So basically, I have an intolerance to everything except meat. But I don't like eating meat because it gives me a headache. I don't know. I think I don't know what it is. So yeah, it's very tough. So then I have to take like a bunch of pills. But then on top of that, I have IBS, and then I'm allergic to.
What's IBS?
Irritable bowel syndrome, which basically is separate from that. It's just that I just have inflamed inflammatory system. And then I also have, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but another thing that like has like gas buildup, like basically gas builds up and never comes out in my stomach.
Yeah.
And also a couple of allergies. So like basically that means like eating is like a struggle. Yeah. And before, like for the longest time, I didn't even know what I could eat or what I couldn't eat because like doctors didn't even know, like, because this is like such a rare thing. Doctors didn't even know what was going on, why everything I ate was getting sick. They tried to put me on so many diets because ultimately the truth was because I can't eat anything.
Yeah.
I just have to take a bunch of pills so that I can eat. But even if I take the pills, I still get sick. So it's like a really hard thing to like.
Yeah, I mean that's worse than mine. Our last guest, he's a carnivore, big health guy, and I was telling him about some of my stuff. I can't really have like fruit. I kind of struggle with dairy as well, but like that's rough. Like you can only eat meat. Like is it only steak? Can you have chicken? Like
yeah. So here's what's crazy. So technically, like I'm only like supposed to eat meat, but like for this past year. Like, and same with fruits. Fruits give me like a really bad stomach ache. But like for the past year, I've been like having like the cleanest ever diet. This sounds funny. I know a lot of people hate on this guy. Do you know who Bryan Johnson is?
Yeah, Bryan Johnson.
The guy who's reversing his aging?
Yeah.
I was scared that like to try his diet because I'm like, oh, it's not gonna work for me. But I was like, you know what? Let me try it out because like he seems like he knows what he's doing. He looks like he's kind of getting younger. Yeah. And unironically, his diet actually hasn't been making my stomach hurt, but everything else like has.
And what is his diet? He's vegan, yeah?
He is vegan, but imagine his diet with chicken.
Yeah, interesting.
With chicken and eggs.
Yeah.
Basically. But it's like basically a lot of vegetables. So for lunch, I eat lentil soup with vegetables, and for dinner, I have purple potato with chicken, and more vegetables. Yeah. It's just a very like clean, natural like diet. The way I try to explain it to people is like think about like what people ate like in the ancient times, like what do you call it, like paleo, like, and that's the foods you should be eating. Like I eat no refined sugar. Like I don't even know how people eat that. I eat no refined sugar. I don't eat bread. I don't eat anything that has flour or gluten. Like it's just like fruits, vegetables, and chicken.
I'm guessing your life has got much better. Has it made you like more productive and like happier and like
more productive? Exactly. Yeah. Because now, like before, if like I'm in pain, I'm out for 5 hours of the day.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm more productive, but I also have more energy than I ever have.
Really?
I don't even drink coffee or caffeine because that would make me sick as well. Like, and I still have like just so much energy. So it's definitely like the diet, like. Diet is like super important, or health in general. I'm really into like also like just maximizing like my sleep. I also like I'm really big on just like health. Basically.
Do you have an Oura ring? Oh, you do have an Oura ring on. I think
yes.
I have one on too. Yeah, definitely not a sponsorship, but definitely would recommend tracking your sleep.
Oh yeah, super
because a lot of people think they get 8 hours, but in reality you're getting like 6. It's like to really get 8 hours of sleep, you have to sleep like 9 or 10 hours. I mean,
exactly. Or people think even if it's just the hours, it's like also the quality of sleep. Like if you went to sleep stressed, or if you ate before you went to sleep, like an hour before, your heart rate's going to be up, and then you're not going to be sleeping properly.
Or a lot of people like drink before they go to bed. I don't know, a lot of things, but sleep is definitely the easiest thing you can do to fix your health, and that makes the biggest impact.
100%.
But I think the largest impact from having guests on the podcast and talking to people recently, I thought exercise was huge, but I think diet is far more impactful and far easier, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like diet is the most important, and then sleep. Because I feel like if you have a bad diet and you're eating late, then your sleep would get messed up.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like diet affects sleep, and then like exercising helps. That's like how I would rank it at least.
Well, that's interesting. Congrats on that. I'm glad to hear that you're doing better at least.
I am doing better.
Sounds like a struggle, but I'm sure you'll figure out more things.
Another thing is, I don't go out to eat anywhere. I haven't gone out to eat in over a year. Like, you know what's so funny? Like, every time I travel, I have to go to the grocery store. I have the groceries delivered. I always have to get a hotel room with a kitchen, and I have to like cook.
Oh my gosh. Hotel room. You've been cooking while you're here at VidCon?
I've been cooking. Oh
my gosh.
Yeah, I caught myself with a knife like yesterday. I don't know if you see it.
Where at?
On my finger.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I'm always cooking. But I meal prep, so like I just make the lentils, I freeze it, and then I just have to heat it up for the rest of the week.
What's the worst piece of advice you've ever received?
Worst piece of advice? I probably forgot it because, probably because it was the worst.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I've heard a lot of bad advice. It would probably have to be like people from school telling me that like. Because I used to do YouTube when I was in school, like telling me that like it's not gonna work, or like your videos suck, or like you should stop like doing that. Like that would, imagine if I would have listened to that.
No.
I wouldn't be here. Like if I would have listened to that. So that probably is the worst.
Just like stop doing YouTube.
Yeah, or like that it's not a viable career. It's not it's not gonna go anywhere. Like, or people just get lucky. It's not a luck thing. You know, some people can get lucky, but it's not a luck thing.
You don't think it's luck?
It's definitely skill. It's definitely skill. People can get lucky, but it's definitely skill.
What percentage of creators do you think it's like luck versus skill?
It depends. If we're talking YouTube, I would definitely say 99% of creators have the skill, and that's why they're popular. But if we're talking like TikTok, Instagram, I would say only like the complete opposite, 1% have skill.
No comment, but agreed. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. A lot of people blow up and don't continue with it.
They go irrelevant after 3 years.
But YouTube, there is no blowing up. I wonder where these
people go. Like, honestly, I'm like, I wonder where all these people are. Yeah. Like these influencers, these Musical.ly people.
Yeah, so many people have vanished. There's like a trend on TikTok right now where it's like, I don't know, like shows like creators that have stayed and then the one person that left. Have you seen that?
I feel like I have. You mean like the David Dobrik group, and then like Jeff Wittick is like not part of it?
Yeah. It's like, where did they go? I don't know.
Yeah.
But what's the most money you've made from one video?
From one video? Like just from ad revenue?
You can do either.
I mean, ad revenue is the secret room, 7,000. And from most I made from a video.
You don't have to say the brand. You can just say a number.
It might be too much. It's in the range that could be considered a person's salary for a year. We'll say that.
Wow.
We'll say that. So I feel like that's a big
You made
range.
A person's salary from one video. How long was the video?
30 seconds.
30-second video.
Yeah.
A person's salary.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess we can't really talk about what you did in the video, but...
But, I mean, that is like a complete outlier
No, it's not. This is the bare minimum.
Okay, okay, I guess.
This is your typical rate. A person's salary only for Ginny. That's funny. Huh. Ginny, I think a big reason that you've done so well on social media is because of the beginning of the videos. What's your secret to creating a viral hook?
Yeah, so I have a 3-step formula that I go through when I make every video. The first thing I do is I try to make sure it's visually shocking. So when someone's scrolling through, you want it to like catch their eye immediately. Like, what can you show that will immediately tell them like, oh wait, what's going on here?
How long do you think you have before they scroll?
Like a second, honestly.
Less than a second or a second?
About a second.
A second?
I think you have it a second. Like, people consider it and then they scroll. Like, I will say that. But their consideration is like a second. A second is longer than people think, honestly. As a shorts creator, a second feels long.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so the first thing is it has to be visually shocking just to catch their eye. The second thing is I want it to establish the right expectation. So what I mean by that is you want to say what the video is going to be about while also showing it. So you don't just want to have your face to the camera saying what you're doing today. You want to like do it while you're saying it. So like if someone, let's just say, is cooking, say what you're cooking while you're already like cutting something. Like show that like, oh, like we're already getting into it. I have that proper expectation. And she said this promise and she's already fulfilling it on it immediately. So that's what I mean by setting an expectation. And the third thing is giving a promise at the end of the video. Yeah. So you want the viewer to not only be...
Or a payoff?
Establish a payoff. So you don't want... So now you caught the person's attention, you stopped them from scrolling, and you're giving them an expectation. Now like they're deciding, is this the video I want to watch? And now you're giving them another reason to watch by telling them that like, oh, there's something at the end. Like you can't stop watching until the end of the video. And that's why the hook is so important, because it not only catches the viewer's attention, but if it's a really good hook, if it's a really good hook, it not only catches their attention, but also gets them to watch until the end to see what that promise is.
So if we're going to clip this conversation, for instance, you would say maybe, I have a 3-step formula to making any video go viral, but the third step will shock you. You know what I'm saying? And then once you say the third step, like it makes them like really interested to stay around to the end.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Exactly.
What do you think about when you think of like a visually interesting hook? Because I think this is super underrated and honestly hard to explain to people, like who aren't visually, like a lot of men in particular are super like logical and they just think about like the scripting of their video and like the words being perfect, like, but they don't see the big picture of like the
visuals matter more than what you're saying, like 100%. And another thing I want to add is you don't want to say the same thing that you're like always showing, because people, especially if people are watching and they see like, people don't want you to make a video that's like, for example, like I'm holding an ice cream cone and I'm going to put ice cream in the cone and I'm going to eat it. Like you don't need to narrate like everything you do. Like in fact, you want to do the opposite while like you're talking about something while like doing it. So yeah, I'm very keen on like the visuals, like constantly like having.
To say the opposite of what you're doing.
Kinda like to it kind of cohesively, so it goes together. So we like, let's just say.
Give me an example. So if we're filming you pulling a tissue out of this, what would you say?
My nose is really stuffy and I don't know, I think I got sick, for example. So it's like, it goes along.
My nose is stuffy. It's not, I need a tissue,
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
It can't be too on the nose. Yeah.
That was clever. Exactly. I don't know where to put that. But as far as like what's visually shocking, we like to put a lot of fire in our hooks for no reason, just because like I feel like that's an easy way to stop a scroll. But that's like it's a bad way of doing it, because it's like you weren't creative enough, so you just like put something that was
it's kind of a band-aid on the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It works.
But I would say like something that's visually clear and big, colorful. That's what I tend to think about. Like something that's like or even juxtaposition as well.
Okay, let's talk more about virality. So when you think of a video idea, let's say $1 Chick-fil-A sandwich, like what's the first thing you do to create that hook? Like what are you thinking about?
Yeah, it's what could I visually show? Visuals always come first in anything. That's why like I actually don't script my videos, because what matters is like actually knowing what shots I want to get.
So you like storyboard it more than you script it.
Oh yeah, it's not scripted. Like it's all just like we storyboard what we visually want to see, and in post we'll see what visuals we want to move forward with, and then we put voiceover under it afterwards. But yeah, like when we're thinking about our hook, we think of like I get my iPad and I draw a bunch of like different things that are like visually great, as well as like how can we make the challenge, or because usually I do challenges, how can we make it start immediately, like within that first second. So an example is like I made a video called is it faster to go inside or the drive-through? And within that hook we were trying to think of like, I don't want to just ask the question, I want to like, or how can we show that the challenge already started? Like how could we execute it? And sometimes it's logistically difficult. So for example, in that video, it was a car pulling up and me getting out of the car while saying the question. I close the car door and the car drives behind me. And because the challenge already started. So it's like I have to say that while like the timer starts and I have to say that while everything's happening. So
so you're saying it in the car and then the camera's filming.
I start with me getting out of the car. So it's like, is it faster to go inside or the drive-through? Because my mom is leaving in the car and I'm ordering inside. It's all happening at the same time. So it's faster to go inside or the drive-through, it drives away. Because my mom's leaving in the car and then it's my mom at the drive-through window and I'm ordering inside, and then it's a shot of me running inside. So it's like, we want the challenge, like we always want videos to like immediately start on what I said. Like that's the most important thing. The video needs to start like immediately.
Yeah, it needs to get going. I think a lot of people would probably hear that concept and just like shoot a video of themselves in front of a restaurant just saying that, or like put B-roll of a drive-through window, like car going through, and then B-roll of like someone walking into a restaurant. But you, it's like, this is me and my mom, like competition. It's happening right now. The challenge already started. You know, it's like you can't scroll away if like you're, like it's not a question anymore. It's a challenge. You know, you've kind of been tricked into being introduced into that. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wrapping up here, Jenny, you're 19. You have 4 million subscribers, 1.5 billion views. You have big platforms as well on TikTok, Instagram. But what does the future look like for your business?
Yeah, I am trying to be the biggest female creator and to, I guess, specify. I want to have the most subscribers. I want to be the most subscribed to female. I would be the most subscribed to YouTuber, but Mr. Beast is going to be hard to pass. So I could be a close second eventually.
Who's the most subscribed female YouTuber?
I have no clue. Like, it's weird because I try to Google it and I always get like a different answer. But that's why like I want it to be like it's a for sure thing. Like we know it's Jenny Hoyos. Like that's what I want it to be. So yeah, right now I'm currently scaling the team. Email me if you want to work together. Email me your already edited video if possible.
Yeah. How do you become the biggest female YouTuber?
I mean, I'm trying to tackle one thing at a time. A lot of people like to put all their eggs in one basket. Rather, I'm like going all in one thing. Like right now I'm trying to become the best at shorts and master shorts, like averaging 100 million views per short. I want to try and figure that out and then train my team to be able to do that for me, and then master long form content and train my team to do that for me. And then we just master different verticals and like just like scaling from there. That's like the strategy I'm trying to take. So that's why I'm trying to scale a team and train. That's like the most important things, like next steps for me right now.
Easier said than done, but that sounds like a good blueprint.
Yeah, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But I think the foundation, not even the foundation, the blueprint is the most important part when building a house.
You said you're building it. Building a house.
Like it's just like hypothetically, when you're building a house, you know, the blueprint is most important. Sometimes people just want to get started to building the house already, but no, you have to you have to make your blueprint and build a good foundation.
How do you get a 100 million view video?
Okay, so it is very tough. I think it would need to somewhat surpass a language barrier. Not completely, like you don't need to be like not talking, but at least like visually stimulating and very clear that you don't need the audio for it to make
100%,
sense.
Yeah. Super simple language as well.
Incredibly simple. These videos need to have require zero context. What I mean by that is like videos that don't use words that everyone knows. It's not a concept that people are unaware of. Like for example, everyone knows what a drive-through is.
Yeah.
It's a concept that you don't want it to just be a concept 100 million people know, because how do you know you're going to hit all 100 million people? It's a concept you want 3x of 100 million or whatever your goal is, I would imagine. A concept that at least 300 million people understand. I try to aim for concepts that 1 billion people understand in case it only reaches 100 million. At least that's my thought process.
Aim for the stars, shoot for the moon.
Exactly.
Huh. What else about 100 million view video? Like, what are some other things? Like, if I told you, Jenny, you have 1 week to get a 100 million view video, and I'll give you $1 million, what are you doing?
Oh, what video am I doing?
What video? What are you thinking about? What's the process? Yeah.
It would probably be a super simple video. I would like look at just like whatever's already trending and just do something that's like, and when I say super simple, I guess I'll be specific. Like even like videos that like have so many location changes or layers or things happening at the same time is like very complex and hard to watch. Like you want it to be like so simple that you can be half asleep and you're still like following along with it. So it would probably be like, you know, pranks do very well, like things that are visually like magic tends to do well. So something along those lines, like maybe some sort of magic trick or like a very visual prank, like a Coca Mentos, for example. Like it needs to be something that's like very like visually.
Proven to get billions of views.
Yeah, probably a Coke and Mentos, but like how could you take it to another level? Like maybe a giant Coke and a giant Mento, you know?
That would probably work.
That would get easily 100 million.
It's funny that the videos that get the most views sound like such bad ideas. You know, I'm going to do a Coca Mentos video, but I'm going to do it better than anyone else has ever done it, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, like Mr. Beast does like what? Like train versus giant pit or like dangerous trap. You know, It's like that doesn't sound that interesting.
It's so simple. There's nothing to it, but it's like so simple anyone can watch.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, Jenny, it's been great having you on the podcast. I wish you the best of luck in becoming the biggest female YouTuber and eventually taking on Mr. Beast. He just passed up T-Series.
We're coming up. We're coming for you, Mr. Beast. I may be Mr. Beast on a budget, but I'm coming for you.
Mrs. Least. Is that what they call you?
That is what they call me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. This has been your guest, Jenny Hoyos. Where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Jenny Hoyos. And if you want to work directly with me, feel free to email team@jennyhoyos.com.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
All right. See ya.